got started with slope-intercept form yesterday, so we're going to continue on with that. We're just going to find that equation given some different information here. So first of all, it says write an equation of a line that passes through 2, -3 with a slope of 1/2. So it's still the same thing. I need a slope and I need a y-intercept for our y equals mx plus b. So far on this first part, it's kind of nice because they gave me the slope. They gave me that 1/2. So that's our first step. Let's go ahead and plug in that 1/2 in for slope. And then we got to think about, well, how am I going to find the y-intercept? How am I going to find that b? What other information did they give you? They told you that it passes through this point. Well, isn't that some xy point on my graph? Which means I can plug that into my equation. I can plug the 2 in for x and the -3 in for y. Just be careful. I see this happen a lot of times. People will plug in the 2 for y because the y comes first. Well, that 2 is your x value, so just be cautious of that. Be careful where you're plugging it in. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. -3 equals 1/2 times 2 plus b, and then we solve for b. So 1/2 times 2 is just 1. Subtract our 1 over, and that leaves us with -4. Now we're not finished because it says write the equation of the line. So I need to have y equals mx plus b with the slope and y-intercept plugged in. So we say 1/2 x with our slope, and we said our y-intercept was at -4, so I just put -4 at the end for my y-intercept. So here's our answer. And if it asks us to graph, I could graph that just like yesterday. You know, graph your y-intercept, use your slope. Pretty straightforward. Okay, when it gives us 2 points, it just adds a step to what we have to do. Well, what can I do with these 2 points? I still need my slope and my y-intercept, don't I? I need that m and that b. So which one can I find when given 2 points? Well, if you remember last chapter, we found slope, right? We subtract our y's on top because of the rise, subtract our x's on bottom because of the runs, and we got our slope. So let's go ahead and do that. Subtract our y's on top. So I got -8 minus -4. Subtracting our y's. And then we'll subtract our x's on bottom. Since I started with -8, I got to start with -2. So -2 minus -3. And let's simplify that. So 8 plus -8 plus 4 is -4. And -2 plus 3 is 1, which is -4. So I have a slope of -4. And I'm going to plug that into my equation just like I did in that first example. Okay, now to find the b, it's just like that first example, except I have 2 points to choose from, don't I? I can pick either one of these 2 points. So it doesn't matter, just pick one. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one and plug it in to your equation that you just made. So I'm going to put -8 in for y, right? Be careful, don't put -2 in there. So -8 equals -4 times -2. So there's my x plus b. And same thing, simplify and solve for b. So a negative times a negative is a positive, and we subtract our 8 over to give us -16. And so to write our equation in the end, we got to plug that -16 into our equation right up here. So y equals -4x minus 16 would be our answer. Okay, so just make sure, got to get your slope, got to get your y-intercept, and then plug them into your equation at the end. We're just going to skip this number 2, exact same thing as number 1. If you want to give it a shot in your notes, that's perfectly fine. I can check on that tomorrow. But same process. Find the slope, then find the y-intercept at that point, and write your equation. Okay, last thing, we're going to have some real-world examples at the end here. So for this one, during 1 year, Malik's cost for self-serve regular gasoline was $3.20 on the 1st of June and $3.42 on the 1st of July. It says write a linear equation. Okay, so that means I'm going to write an equation in slope-intercept form to predict Malik's cost of gasoline the first of any month during the year using 1 to represent January. Boy, a lot of words there. Let's break this down. So first things first, got to get our slope. So remember, slopes, that m, those are our rates, right? The rate of change, the slope. And so what's changing here? It's our cost on our gas, right? We're having a cost per month that's changing. So I want to find that rate of change. It went from June to July. So if I think I got 342, and I'm going to minus that 320. Remember, time always goes on the bottom when we find slope. So we went from June to July, and it said use 1 to represent January, so that means June would be 6 and July would be 7 for the 6th and 7th month. And so the 7 goes with July, the 6 goes with June. So now we can find that cost per month. So we subtract, we got 0.22 over 1, so it's really 22 cents per month. So we got that 22 cents per month. So here's the tricky part. When I want to find the b, I know that that's my slope now. So 0.22x. Well, how in the world am I going to find that b? Well, it kind of gave us 2 points, didn't it? If I think about this 6, 320, bring that down here, that's an actual point. 6 in my x, right, because that's the run. Remember we had the months in the bottom. And the 320 would be the y value. So I can plug those into my equation to solve for b. So 3.2 for y, and we got 6 for x, and to solve for b. So let's simplify, and we get 1.32 plus b. Subtract that 1.32 over, and we end up with b equaling 1.88. So I'm going to plug that back into that equation right there. So here's my answer. Y equals 0.22x plus 1.88. Well, now I can use that to find anything. Like for this example, it says, on average, Malik uses 25 gallons of gas per month. He budgeted $100 for gasoline in October. Will Malik have to add to his budget? Well, if I think about this, remember that X stands for the month, and we're talking October, so that's the 10th month. And this Y ends up being the cost for that month, doesn't it? Right, because like before it was 320 for June. So let's find that cost for October. So 0.22 times 10 plus 1.88 times 10, that's kind of nice. I just have to move my decimal. So 2.2. So the cost for that month is $3. Oh, I lied. $4.08. And it says that we have 25 gallons. So we're going to multiply 4.08 times 25. And we end up with $102. So it looks like we're going to have to add $2, aren't we? So yes, he's going to have to add to that. And we call that extrapolation, linear extrapolation, because we found something that happened outside of my original graph. We found for the month of October. That's what that linear extrapolation is. I don't use that term a whole lot, but we're just using our linear equation to solve for something. So that's all I got for you. Good luck on your assignment. Deuces!